I ain't gonna say too much. Y'all see what's on the screen. Undisputed developer roundtable. Okay, I'm pretty sure dev is short for developer. Here we go, man. Gameplay updates and more. We're gonna get through this video. I gotta turn my make sure y'all can hear.
What is going on, fight fans? We have another development update here from Steel City Interactive.
That was loud.
We know that you've been wondering what's been happening since the .7 update, so we've gotten the team together to share what we've been working on and what you can expect next. Here with us, we have Ash Habib, the CEO and creative director, as well as Tom Miles, the studio lead here at Steel City Interactive. So, first question right off the bat. How did the .7 update go?
Yeah, 0.7 went really well. In general, fans really liked it. We've had a lot of new players, and a lot of existing players came back to play 0.7 as well.
No, the career mode was definitely a W.
Positive and areas of improvement that we already knew that we wanted to work on, and we've taken a lot of that back to the team. And you know, some of those areas that are known, like punch physics and areas of your defense, we know that overall balance has been an issue as well. So we weren't surprised with the comments and some of the feedback, but in general, like really.
I want to say right off the bat, do you hear them taking like accountability and them taking critiques and not being all soft about it? So you hear that? They hear critiques.
Really well. And it's really helped us kind of define some of the next steps that we wanted to take.
That fan input has been super critical during the early access period. What are we going to be doing with that feedback? What are we actually going to be presenting to them in this next update?
Early access is really important for us precisely for that reason. We want to continually improve the game. We've done that over the previous updates with, general balancing, introducing new features like the flat-footed movement. But the in-ring action, we felt like it's kind of missed the mark in certain spaces. So we've spent a lot of time now.
They want to make sure to let us know it's old.
Rebalance and essentially make that part of the game feel much better.
Damn.
We've been working really hard on improving these key areas. Heading towards our full release on console and PC. So whilst this feedback has been pretty invaluable, we've also got a new group of beta testers essentially that have been testing the latest version of the game, and we're delighted to say that it's had an overwhelmingly positive reaction to the changes that we've made. So yeah, we're looking forward to sharing that with you all.
That sounds fantastic. Let's talk about some of those changes.
Sure. So one of the
get to the changes
is just the way the punches look and how they feel in the game. And based on the multitude of fighters we've got in the game, all the different punch sets, the move sets, we realized that they're not all particularly polished. So we've gone back and reworked a number of punches so that they feel better, they land better, combinations kind of look smoother, and it just feels more of a fluid and dynamic game, and ultimately more rewarding.
I will say one thing about this animation here. I'm not sure what strike this is as far as it being like a regular, looks like an overhand.
So there's
or that doesn't look like a hook, look more so like an overhand. I'm not sure if that's like some type of power shot, but that's what I have to say about that is when they throw it, it's like Roy Jones Jr. If you play Undisputed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Their stance, they're idle. Once they throw that, they're just sitting there idle for a second, and they have to wait for that animation to play out before they can move again. So it's like they're hella negative throwing that.
There's been plenty of specific punches that we've been
body
uppercuts where we felt one or two might be a little bit overpowered.
Oh yeah, the back step,
for example,
yes.
Or the body uppercut. And we've also made some nuanced changes as well with the actual fighter physics. So for example, we've been adjusting the distance between fighters just so that punches can land cleanly, and when it feels like you've really landed a clean shot, we wanted that to feel devastating, because that's how it is in boxing, right? When someone lands a big shot,
Damn.
be able to feel that, and that's something that we've been really focused on, because some of the feedback we've been getting about the game is that
I mean, it's
whilst
just
it is a very
swinging.
technical game, the actual knockouts and the big
Oh.
shots don't always come across that way. So we've spent a lot of time essentially making those punches look better, the reactions look better as well. But I think more importantly, we've improved the underlying systems really.
Oh my goodness, he just threw that.
So everything from the physics, to how the fighters move,
Nice.
the punch targeting. So we've really gone into the really granular level to make sure
Damn.
that the game feels
You
good
know
to play.
something I think Undisputed just won't be able to do, or it's going to be hard for them to do? I think getting their punches to flow extremely well, it's going to be very hard. It's hard to do that with certain fighters because they're just that damn fast.
Is good, and it's satisfying when you punch somebody in the face.
Those changes sound fantastic. I've really seen the community voice their concerns about this, so it's really cool to see that we've been making these changes in the game. Another concern that I've seen with the community is in regards to the impacts of punches on stamina and how that impacts the rest of the fight, or how that impacts the fight as it's happening. What are we doing to actually improve that part of the game?
One of the things we really want to do is show the damage that players are causing to their opponents.
Okay.
Also, we really want to make sure that players are conscious of the punches they're throwing, right? So one of the things we've done is we've improved the fighter physics system, which is tied
You know something I also think about, and I'm sorry to keep pausing this, is certain punches, and it's not something that's common to the human eye, but when you throw a certain punch, or let's say you try to really land, let's say you just really try to land an overhand right? Overhand right, you try to land it, and you whiff. I mean, that's a pretty big whiff if you miss. Now, if you hit their block, maybe you can return quickly. But if you miss completely, that's a longer recovery period, and it's going to look a bit wonky. So I will say it's going to be hard to throw combos against people if you are missing. But I'll also say this, throwing strikes while moving forward, like combinations while moving forward, like if I want to throw like 2 touch jabs, or just boom, boom, and then a strong right hand, that's something I feel should flow better.
to the state that fighters are enjoying the fight, which means that fighters are visibly more unsteady and when they're in low stamina or low health states. What that does is it really kind of amplifies.
I do like to see. I'm gonna keep pausing here. I just got to deal with it. I do like seeing fighters get rocked more. Don't get me wrong. People like Canelo versus the guy he just fought. I don't want to disrespect him. Mugia. Canelo versus Mugia. I mean, those guys were hitting each other with some really good shots, and they wasn't just falling instantly. It was like this. It was like this sequence right here. I want to play it back. Right? They was getting hit with some good shots. He just happened to get hit with 2 shots right back to back, hit with that power shot, and then he get rocked.
When you punch
Boom, straight right hand.
An impact on someone. We've also overhauled our arm fatigue system, which punishes players for throwing excessive same-hand punches in a short space of time. In the live game, players who do this see their punch speed increasingly slow. We didn't think that felt authentic, so we made it so the amount of recovery frames between each punch animation increases. It means there's still an opportunity for their opponent.
That is what you do. This was a temporary fix to a problem that they were dealing with in the game. This is the permanent fix where they give more frames.
Counter means that punches still look and feel realistic. We've also made it so gas fighters also use arm fatigue as well.
That's really amazing to see and hear because, regarding that arm fatigue, the overhaul to the arm fatigue system, it just makes it look better aesthetically. It helps with the gameplay flow, but it also keeps people from spamming one punch over and over and over again. So I absolutely love that change that has been made when it comes to the arm fatigue system. So what can you tell us about the player's ability to punish mistakes and the improvements on how the punch impacts feel?
So look, that's a super important aspect of the game. I feel like with Undisputed in the current live build, it is almost too free-flowing, where at times it can look a little bit rock'em sock'em.
Yeah, that's very true.
Those impactful punches aren't really making a huge difference to the opponent. So we really wanted to change that in a more to so that it's more of a controlled experience in terms of like if you're getting.
I want a soul to tell me that those animations look bad. I want to go back 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Tell me, Akoli, his punch animations, they're going to be somebody be like, man, those punches look terrible. Bro.
So we really
Those the jab, right hand, step back jab, right hand, overhand right.
Experience in terms of.
He's whiffing like a motherfucker, but imagine somebody boxing somebody. And this is not me just trying to make excuses for them. Imagine you boxing somebody or you watching a boxing fight and this guy's standing here and this guy's just throwing punches and missing. He's going to look just as crazy. Things look weird where they're not typical.
Like if you're getting.
Well, he get hit with that right hand. Look at his head. Did y'all see his head? Hold on, go back 5 more seconds. Look at Okoli head when he get hit with the right hand. Both of them.
Like if you're getting,
boom, look at his head. Boom, look at his head.
During,
it's like snap.
Throwing a punch and you've been hit with a big counter, like that should stop you in your tracks.
Right.
And I think the current build didn't really.
You wasn't able to move your head like this before. Punches would track you very well. Did y'all notice how he was evading the shots by weaving? Okay.
Show that very effectively. So we've made some changes where counter punches are more impactful. You do have to think about what punch you're going to throw next, and you won't just continually be able to throw punches whilst you're getting hit. So
damn.
That's a big improvement we feel that we've made to the game. But not only that, in terms of the in-ring mechanics, we've also changed the camera angles and some of the visual effects. So I'm pleased to say there's a new default camera, which essentially is more of an in-action camera, which really shows some of the visual effects around the punches.
I want a camera where I can see basically most of the ring. I like to know what's going on and where I'm at.
Where you can really see the sweat flying off, the ripples in the skin when the punch lands. So it's just a more engaging experience. But also, we're not removing anything, right? So if you still prefer the zoomed out view, then you can absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, all of that sounds absolutely amazing. It feels good when playing it as well. Tom, can you talk about things that have been worked on around punch reaction and blocking?
Yeah. So hit reactions have changed a lot. We've added we've improved our fighter model physics, which means that we've added realistic secondary motion to fighters. You'll see this a lot when fighters get hit. The amount of movement also increases as fighters' stamina and health decreases, which means they're more reactive to a punch later in the fight, just like they are in real life. One of the things we've done is changed a little bit. So we've increased the block health regen and made it so that when someone blocks a punch, they now move as a result of it, as does the guard, which is a lot more realistic. When you're getting punched, and you block it, you do expect that you're going to move. We've also introduced more animated hit stuns and stumbles and increased the rate that those happen, so there's a lot more diversity.
Nice.
Stuns, so
oh yeah, that's a rock.
Yeah, it's all like super fun and like the gameplay just feels fluid. I've actually been lucky enough to play this version of the game, and just my ability to slip and roll punches and then rely on my block and have that kind of the stamina kind of go up and then the
he rocked
come up a little bit much more quicker than it did before. It just gives me this ability to kind of stop the checkmate that would sometimes happen, unfortunately, when playing how the live game is, where you can get the block the block stamina down all the way and your stamina is low, and then now you can't really move your head effectively, you can't block effectively, and then you have to deal with that. But one thing that's cool
block
is
breakers
that it's not just heavily focused on that. It also has a flip side to it, right? Because the stamina when it comes to punching, that's also being comes back much.
Y'all just wait. Well. Y'all just see the animation? It's like he tried to push him. Look.
Being comes
and got cracked for it.
Comes back much quicker as well. So it gives the offensive fighter or the attacker more agency to choose how they do their offense, and the fun element of just kind of trying to, like, the chess match of trying to outmaneuver or outthink your opponent with those tools that are afforded to both the defensive fighter and the offensive fighter. I think it just makes the game, it almost changes the game, the meta of the game, and makes it really, really, really fun. So with all that being said, will all of this stuff be in the 1.0 update when the game launches?
Yeah, I can confirm all the changes we've talked about just now.
When's the
will be
game
in the launch
coming out,
version of
dog?
Undisputed.
When's the game coming
I
out?
guess one of the key things around going from early access and even version 1 of the game is the fact that we will continue to update Undisputed. Even past obviously version 1, and I guess the obvious thing with Undisputed is this is our first title as a studio, and essentially this is our first shot at a boxing game.
And this is why I cut them slack, y'all, because this is their first time. This is an indie studio. This isn't like a big company making it. This is an indie studio, and this is their first boxing game that they're making. That's why I cut them slack.
And I think for us, the key thing here is like this is an evolving game. We'll continue to make those improvements, listen to fan feedback, and we know everything's not going to be perfect. During this entire process, like there's franchises out there that have been going for decades, right? And they still make those improvements after each iteration. And this is our very first one, but we're very, very happy, delighted with the changes that we've made. Some of the feedback that we've been getting again from this change that we've made now, like reading comments and seeing comments like this is the best version of the game they've played, or this is the best boxing game that people are now playing. So it's really encouraging to see the changes we've made to Undisputed, and I can't wait for players to get their hands on the changes that we've made.
Yeah, that all sounds amazing. And the cool thing is that these are the core things that, the community has been asking for in terms of the gameplay. They wanted that gameplay refined and kind of almost changed. And I think we got it to a point where we definitely are getting it to as close as to what they're asking for.
Right.
But we got to keep it 100% here for the audience. And I'm looking right at the community. We are looking right at the community, and we want to know. They've asked for a lot of different things. What's not going to make it into the launch version of 1.0?
That's a good question.
Look, we have had to make some tough choices for the launch version of the game. However, we will have a robust roadmap of free updates and paid DLC post-launch. And we're excited to share more about that with you soon.
Okay, that all sounds interesting. Can you go into a little bit more detail of what those things are exactly?
Yeah.
Sure. We've made again difficult decisions. One of those was
Get to it, bucko.
Remove clinching from the game. So we know it's an integral part of boxing, but we found that players only really used it intentionally, a fraction of the time. It also didn't look great, and it wasn't a very useful boxing tool as we would have liked. So. Essentially we've replaced it with the push mechanic, which does give fighters that space, if they do need, to break up the fight, which is working pretty well right now. But with regards to clinch, essentially we're going to go back to the drawing board, see how we can make it look better, and because I feel like we've raised the bar quite high in many aspects of the game, clinch just wasn't cutting it. So,
It's gonna be hard to do that clinch. I know clinch giving them problems in that studio.
Essentially just going to go back and see how we can make it better before we put it back in the game.
We also won't have the vulnerability system on full launch. Like I said, we've had to take some really difficult decisions on what we actually put in. What we have done is really focused on improving the core experience of the game and how it feels to fight.
At least we know they're working on vulnerability.
And how it feels to be in the ring. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that we've had to put on the back burner.
Yeah, I mean, I know it wasn't easy to not have that stuff come into 1.0, but it's still good to hear that we're still considering those things and we're still working on those things on the back end.
Look, exactly. We're going to try and get as much of this stuff in Undisputed after launch. We've had to revisit, a few things, such as like the custom character creator share, gameplay sliders, even having the referee in the ring. So all of these, aspects and mechanics have been put into the game, but essentially we weren't happy with the level of polish around them. So we're just going to take a little bit longer to introduce these post-launch.
So we've heard what's coming, and we know what's going to be saved for later. But you know the community is watching, Ash. You know the community is watching, so I have to ask you this question. They won't let me live it down if I don't ask you. When is this game coming out?
Yeah.
For consoles and PC as well for that 1.0 update.
I'm listening.
1.0 launch. When is that going to happen, Ash?
So look, I know I probably sound like a bit of a broken record when I give interviews as well. We can't reveal that today.
Oh
but
my!
I guess the difference this time is we will have an update very soon. So make sure you stay tuned.
All right, that's all the time that we have today, but we're
No.
going to put some previews in here right at the end so you guys can see a clip. So don't go away. You're going to see a clip of previews of things that we've mentioned here in the round table, but things we also didn't mention, new things that will be coming to the 1.0 launch. I want to thank Ash, the CEO and creative director, as well as Tom Miles, the studio lead here at Steel City Interactive. And for you at home, enjoy.
One round of boxing, your winner by knockout, Terrence Bud Crawford.
New in-game belt celebration. Oh, that's Ty Grecian. Alright, wait, I don't know if this music copyright. I'm gonna just mute it. New in-game entrance. Okay. New punch animations. Wow, I think we've seen this already. Improved punch targeting. Expanded customization options and character creator. Yeah, we needed some more haircuts. Increased punch impact. Yeah, I can see that already. Damn. Fight changing moments. Punch follow through. Why is Roy Jones beating on that boy like that? Damn. Damn. Okay, that's basically it. All right, y'all. Tell me what you think in the comment section. This is definitely a W, a step in the right direction, especially with the things that I was concerned about, the back step cross, the body uppercut, and, you know, punch impact, combos, punch animations, all these things, you know, they did answer in this video. So let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Give me your honest answers. By the way, I'm not no Undisputed developer. This isn't paid promotion. This is just me giving my honest opinion about something, all right? But with that being said, y'all boys stay up, stay blessed, keep moving forward. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, all right?